2-2 the count. No score in the top of the second inning at Comiskey Park, Chicago, which was the scene of the first All-Star game back in 1933. The stretch by Rashi. Here's the pitch. There's a drive towards left center field. Williams going over, but that one is in for extra.
Once again, it's Yankees versus Dodgers, and 70,000 fans pour into Yankee Stadium for the opening game of the 50th anniversary of the World Series. Managers Casey Stengel and Chuck Bresson, with Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick on hand, have their top hurlers, Reynolds for the Yanks and Erskine for the Dodgers, warmed up as old-time pitcher Cy Young throws out the first ball, and the fans wait for action on the field. They don't wait long. Hank Bauer, Yankee right fielder, greets Erskine with a solid smash to right center. Joe Collins, Yankee first sacker who had walked previously, races all the way around from first as Bauer's drive eludes the Dodger outfield. Collins scores and Bauer winds up with a triple. The blue chip bombers from the Bronx keep up the pressure. Gene Woodling walks to load him up, setting the stage for the big blow of the first inning by second baseman Billy Martin. Billy really blasted the ball, clearing the bases with one swing of his bat. His was only the second hit of the inning, but the perennial champs come up with 4 runs, 3 of them by a Martin's triple. Yankee fans are whooping it up for joy. Brooklyn fans are stunned. They'd hoped for a better start from their team, called the greatest in Dodger history, but they come to life in the 6th. George Shuba comes up with a pinch hit home run into the right field seats, and backers of those beloved Bums have something to holler about. Billy Cox scores ahead of Shuba, and the Dodgers trail by only 1 run. In the 7th, Carl Furillo, playing with an injured hand, crashes through with a single through the middle, sending Campanella homeward bound with the run that ties it up at 5-all. National League boosters yell for more, but they yell in vain. Collins up for New York. That had a home run sound to it, and a home run look to it. Collins circles the sacks to get a royal welcome when he crosses home plate. His long poke put the champs out front, and they stayed there, winning the opener by a score of 9-5. Wait till tomorrow. Yes, sir, the Yankees did it. 5 straight World Series. Here are the highlights. Game 2, Yankee Stadium. All tied up in the 8th. Mickey Mantle facing Preacher Row. The Oklahoma Kid parked it in the left field seats. Hank Bauer was on board at the time, so it was 2 runs for the Yankees, and more than enough to give them a 2-0 lead in games over the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Bombers were flying high. Ebbets Field for game number 3. Them Bums sniffed the good air of Flatbush and came to life. 8th inning, score tied. Roy Campanella stepped in against Vic Rashi. Campy atoned for previous failures at the plate with that one. His round tripper put the Dodgers out front in game 3, and they stayed there. The roly-poly catcher was the man of the hour in Brooklyn, but he wasn't the only one. The Flatbush faithful hollered for Carl Erskine to strike him out, and the flashy right-hander did. His 14th strikeout of the game, a new series record. Game number 4, and more heroics to fan Dodger hopes for a World Series victory at long last. Duke Snyder, Dodger center fielder, is the hero of this game. Snyder's double to right in the first inning drove in 2 runs, and the Brooks were off and running. 6th inning, the Duke hit one that was clear out of the park, and there was new life and new hope in Brooklyn. This was the Dodger team that had rolled up all kinds of records in the National League. Boom, another double for Snyder. Hail the Duke of Flatbush. Dodger hopes were riding high. Maybe this was next year. Campy scampered, and them Bums had tied up the series. Well, it was fun while it lasted, but then came game 5. Johnny Podres loaded him up in the 3rd. Dresden took him out, put in Russ Meyer to face Mickey Mantle. What you'd call a situation. Mickey did it again. Another home run, only this time it was a grand slammer. 3 teammates romped across the plate in a procession of jubilation for Yankee fans. But to Dodger rooters, it had a funereal look. Mickey's wallop was the big blow of the 5th game, and Mickey was the big gun. Back to the stadium for the 6th, and as it turned out, the last game. Dodgers came close. Top of the 9th, Carl Furillo blasted one to the opposite field, dropped it in the right field corner for a home run. A dramatic moment, for with Snyder on base, 2 runs came home for the Dodgers on Furillo's wallop, and the score was tied at 3-3, but you know the rest. Yanks had Bauer on second, Martin up in the bottom half of the 9th, and Martin laced one right up the middle, his 12th hit of the series, making him the hero of heroes. Bauer scored, and the Yanks won the game and the series. Yes, sir, the Bombers did it again. 5 World Series in a row for Casey Stengel and his American League whiz-bangs. They made baseball history. What a team!